Hey there, welcome back to another episode of This Guy's Thoughts. Always appreciate swinging by the channel, taking the time to watch a review. This episode here, I'm going to feature one that I've actually never had. One that's been around for umpteen years, right? One that many of you have had, I'm quite sure. Guinness Extra Stout. So, look at the artwork before we get any further. Very cool. You got the Guinness logo, you know, like the harp there, logo there on the bottle cap there. Very cool, very traditional looking. And when I say Guinness, I think tradition anyhow. Just their font, just their name in general, right? I think traditional stout. So this says traditionally brewed, and it says like all of them, St. James Gate, Dublin, and it does say on the back this here intense, characterful, and bold. Guinness Extra Stout is the pure expression of our brewing legacy. Bittersweet with a subtle hint of hops, dark fruits, and caramel. This stout is a testament to great brewing. So, got the proper glassware there, the Guinness pint glass, shaker pint glass. So I did go to the website. Just a little research on this, a little reading about it. There's also a little fact on there, which I was reading about. It said, did you know Guinness was one of the first brewers to print and supply labels to its bottlers to ensure publicans couldn't mix various stouts together and try to pass them off as Guinness. Very interesting. I had no idea about that. Very interesting. Very forward thinking on their part back then, back in the day there. And it also says, we're blessed with over 250 years of brewing experience, and as Guinness moves forward, history accompanies us in every bottle still enjoyed by people all over the world. All right. So it says this is a sharp and crisp to the taste. It's an entirely different experience from the smooth, creamy Guinness Draught or the punchier Foreign Extra Stout, but the trademark Guinness flavors preside. We've come a long way since this beer was first dreamt up in the 1800s, but we've stuck to our values. We're blessed with over 250 years of brewing experience. All right, so I'm kind of looking forward to this. You know, I've had it for a few weeks now, a couple months probably or better now, and I'm looking forward to cracking this thing open, finally picking it up. If you follow the channel, you know as of the last few months, I've kind of been picking up some bucket list beers or just some popular beers I haven't had, or just going back and revisiting a lot of the beers that I haven't had in quite some time. My palate's changed over the years, just like everybody's, and just trying them out again. And this is one. I picked it up in a build-your-own 6-pack, and I thought, it's the perfect one. I think I picked up a couple of other Guinness. I may have already reviewed them or not. Not sure. I'd have to check in the refrigerator, but I know I've done a handful of Guinness offerings over the last couple of weeks there. Just a cool looking bottle cap, like I said, on there. It says Guinness Extra Stout right there on the bottle cap. All right, let's get a pour on this thing and see what it's all about. That's a very dark color there. And it's not a nitro or anything, but it does have a super creamy head. It got a bit aggressive on the pour there. I don't know why I even poured it like that. I think I thought it was a nitro there for a second. But very aggressive on the pour there. Still about 3+ fingers of head and this massive, horrible pour, I guess. But it does got some larger bubbles popping away, but no sudsy bubbles in it. Just air bubbles popping away in there. Looks super frothy and creamy there. Man, almost thick looking. I mean, thick looking. Look at that color there. Just a very dark color. A lot of these have a bit of an ambery tint to it, but this poured out pretty dark. Not hateful, dark, midnight dark, but it poured out fairly dark. There's no doubt we'd call this a dark beer. As far as nose, so even through this massive head here, And this is 5.6% alcohol by volume. I believe it says it on the bottle, but I'm looking right here on the website, 5.6%. So even through this massive head, I still get hints of a roasted coffeeness. All your typical stout aromas, right? Roasted coffeeness. Maybe a bit of a chocolatiness to it. A bitter coffee for the most part. Let's see if we can get a little bit more of that in here before we get a drink on this thing. Might be about all we're gonna get there. I mean, this head, look at that, just like super frothy, almost like whipped cream. I mean, look at that, like a whipped cream. About Thanksgiving time, I'd scoop out some of this, put on a pumpkin pie right there, and we're gonna get it all in there. Fantastic. All right, set that up there for you. So, still just that typical, same thing, coffee, chocolatey, very stout aroma coming off this. Let's get a drink on it. Super easy drinking. Super easy drinker. Thin bodied. It doesn't have that any thick stoutness to it. It does have a little bit of a bitterness to it, bitter hoppiness to it. Just a bitter beerness to it in general. You get that bittery stoutness. Not as much coffee as in some of the other stouts that are out there on the market, but this is an old school stout right here. Super solid drinking. Don't have anything to complain about it. With this one. Now, is it as good as some of the modern stouts? Not really, and some of them go crazy and they do too much. This is just at 5.6%, a very good, easy drinking stout beer. If you don't like the big in-your-face stouts, this is definitely something I think that you could enjoy. Wet, crisp for the mouthfeel. Lighter bodied, like I said. You don't get that stout aftertaste. That aftertaste that leaves that coffee, bitter coffee, chocolate stoutness, if you would, lingering around there in your palate, so in your mouth there. So, very good. Smooth up front, gets a little bit of bitter towards the back. That's about it on this thing. Very mild on the coffee, very mild on the chocolate. Just super easy drinking beer. Slight dryness on the very end of the finish there. Outside of that, very good. I'm just looking right here. The website says appearance distinctively black, full-bodied liquid with a rich, creamy head. Oh yeah, rich, creamy head. I probably should have read that first. Like I said, definitely had that very big, rich, creamy head on top of it. So hey, sorry about rambling on. If you're new to my channel, please become a subscriber. I'd appreciate that. If you are a subscriber, like always, thanks for swinging by the channel and taking the time to watch.